Can you even believe it, guys? Can you even believe your eyes? Can you believe what you are seeing right now with your own two eyes? I cannot believe what I am seeing right now with my own two eyes. Because Bitcoin has finally gotten the move of all times. Of all times. That's so strange. Huh. Are we back? Are we live? Are we live? Are we back? We're back, baby! We're back and we're better than ever! Can you believe your eyes? Can you believe your eyes? I can't even believe my eyes! Oh my goodness, we're back and we're better than ever, baby! Grab your hang plungers because we are back. Bitcoin's pumping. We're at $97,000. My goodness. Major shout out to everybody in the chat. As usual, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. Major shout out to Investment Time. Major shout out to Anna Jupi Nakawachi 420 and good old Aluiki, Louisiana. He says, gone again, baby. We are back. Big Toe Casper in the house, baby. We got the big toes in the house, if you know what I mean. Okay? Shout out to everybody in here, man. I am so happy today. I am so happy today. I am just so happy that the Bitcoin price is finally pumping up to these key levels. Would you believe this? Would you believe it? Would you believe it? All right. Let's pop in, guys, and take a look at some very interesting things. All right. First of all, we do need to talk about some breaking news right now. Breaking news! First of all, guys, Bitcoin rallies. We see $700 million wiped out. Isn't that crazy? Bitcoin rallies, $700 million absolutely wiped out. Would you take a look at this? We have gotten the pump, baby. We have gotten the pump, and we are seeing $700 million in shorts wiped out. That is pretty wild, man. Bitcoin hit a 2-month high. It feels pretty crazy for us to be back and excited to be at 98K, but we've seen Bitcoin climb to its highest price in roughly 2 months, trading above $96,000, a very important level, above a very high volume move. We have not seen anything like this since mid-November. It reflects renewed strength in risk assets and a shift in market sentiment. The rally comes after Bitcoin had been stuck in a tight range for weeks. We were not understanding what is going on. Bitcoin is acting like a stablecoin. Traders are increasingly buying Bitcoin as the macroeconomic and geopolitical conditions favor alternative assets. We're seeing people move to gold. We're seeing people move to silver. And we were just talking about, is Bitcoin still a safe haven asset? Well, I always think yes. The price surge wiped out a large amount of bearish bets in the crypto derivatives markets. Hundreds of millions were liquidated, signaling a sharp shift in leverage position and a classic short squeeze dynamic. If Bitcoin can hold above the $96,000 level, then we are absolutely, in my opinion, going to get back himself above $100,000. Now, speaking of that, guys, very positive things. Some scary news, all right? Some scary news. This Senate crypto bill could mark the biggest financial surveillance expansion since the Patriot Act, according to Galaxy. This actually does concern me. I'm not even joking. This actually does concern me. All right? This is a very interesting bill right here. Galaxy Digital's research team warned that the crypto market structure bill being advanced in the U.S. Senate would greatly expand the U.S. Treasury Department's authority to monitor and intervene in digital asset markets, potentially more than any time since 2001. Remember what happened in 2001? We conveniently had a terrorist attack in the United States, which led to an extreme surveillance state where the government could spy on you for anything. Very interesting. And the TSA could sodomize you at the airport. What's included in this bill? Special Measures Authority, which allows the Treasury to designate crypto transactions, jurisdictions, or services as high risk for money laundering. So you might just be doing something perfectly normal and all of a sudden money laundering. This is similar in scope to the powers created under the Patriot Act. Temporary freezes of transactions. Regulators could order crypto transactions or wallets to be held or frozen for a month without even obtaining a court order first. Alright? Anti-money laundering and sanctions on DeFi. This bill could require decentralized finance interfaces and blockchain front ends to screen wallets, block sanctioned activity to comply with anti-money laundering rules. Look, we all got into crypto for one reason and one reason alone. That's because we don't like surveillance. Check this out. Sound is broken now. Oh my goodness. Sound is broken. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Look, guys, it's a weird day. We got into crypto for one reason. We don't want to deal with traditional finance. We don't want to deal with people spying on us. We don't want surveillance. This is extremely anti-crypto, man. And yeah, it means wider adoption, and yeah, it means our bags are going to pump. But it's just like how when the internet started out, it was a place to exchange ideas freely without worrying about anybody else getting on your back. And now the internet's pretty much become a censored place, right? Not the coolest thing in the world, man. Not the coolest thing in the world, in my opinion. Now let's pop into the charts here, guys. I want to talk about the Bitcoin chart. We are coming up to a very key zone, $96.5 thousand. As we know, this is a very important area. Why? Well, because if we take a look, we can see that the price is coming up to none other than this very high volume node. Now check this out, guys. Check this out. The Bitcoin price right now is trying to close a daily candle above the price of 96,303 on Bybit Inverse Perpetual. The reason why this is so significant is because for the past, going all the way back to November 2024, all right, so over a year, this has been the highest volume node. This has been the price where most Bitcoin has exchanged hands back and forth. Most of the Bitcoin has exchanged hands around the price of 96,188. What that means is if the price can hold and close a daily candle above this, it is a major sign of strength. The price is reclaiming most of the volume, which flips a major resistance into now major support, and then the highest probabilities are that we could see a move up to around $113,000 at the value area high of the range. Now, this is also coming with a very significant signal on the weekly market Cipher B, a big old-fashioned green dot. All right, a big old-fashioned green dot on the weekly market Cipher B. When we print these things, historically speaking, at least a 40% pump to the upside. This could be a big short squeeze. This short squeeze could very well continue. Look at the fear and greed index right now. Compared to what it's been, we are back to neutral. We are back to neutral. We have not been neutral in a very long time. Let's check out the last 3 months. We have not been neutral since October 29th, guys. That is crazy. Let's check out the last year. Yeah, we have not seen this kind of sentiment in the market since October. All right, it's pretty interesting. Going back to the spring, where we had a major bottom, we didn't see sentiment this high until April when we started to get our bounce. Now, a lot of people are looking for a big move up from here. And here's why. Technically speaking, the weekly is printing a hidden bullish divergence. All right, a hidden bullish divergence is where the price is continuing in an uptrend, making a higher low, and yet the momentum wave is making a lower low. All right. Is this a continuation pattern in an uptrend? Here's how I'm personally looking at this. We have to start with the overall context, which is the fact that we have broken down from the macro trend line from the low to the high. All right, from the low to the high, the bull market trend line, we have broken down from it. So I am personally looking at this as a first impulse to the downside, and then I'm looking for eventually us to come down and take out the $74,000 low. Either we come up, if we reclaim this level, which it looks like we are, and reject from 114, we make a lower high, or we could back test the trend line, make a higher high at $130,000, and still come down, back testing what used to be support, now as resistance. And that brings us to our lower time frames, guys. The 4-hour time frame. Wow. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Last night, we got a little bit of a rejection. We come back, close a strong 4-hour candle above the level, and now we have 1.5 hours left before we close another 4-hour candle above the level. Now, this is where we really need to be looking for a fake out. If we close a 4-hour candle or a daily candle below this POC, below 96.3, that could lead to an actual move to the downside, an actual rejection. It could eventually lead to a daily bearish divergence. All right, we are seeing the 4-hour money flow coming out as we come to the level. So what I want to see for more upside is a strong daily close above this level. What I don't want to see is tap one into the level yesterday, come above, and then close down below. If we close today's candle as a purple shooting star candle, that is a really bad look. If we are closing this at 95.4, if we're closing especially below 95K, below daily open, my goodness, that is going to look really bad. We want to really hold daily open, which is 95.4. All right. Remember, we are coming up to not only the POC of this range, but we are also coming up to the highs right here. Right, we have this very important high from Saturday, the 15th of November, 2025. So we really want to close the candle above that level. And then, of course, guys, if we go to the weekly time frame, there's not much resistance above. There's not much resistance above. Look, the weekly, boom, we come up to this area. Nothing. We could get sucked up really quickly. To the weekly order block, we have around $114,000. And of course, if we pull our Fibonacci from the high to the low, let's go ahead and pull the fib from the high to the low. We've got our Fibonacci 786 right around there as well. Of course, we have our 618 Fibonacci in this zone right on the weekly order block. Okay, so we reclaim the level, and we could get very easily sucked up to this area where we have our 618, all right, aka 6 Juanita, our high school crush. We know her well. The girl of my dreams, when I asked her out on a date, she rejected me. Why? Because I was in the friend zone. She wasn't into nice boys like Jason Casper. She was into guys with mustaches. Hence the reason why I've got a mustache today. All right. But of course, she rejected us right from the Fibonacci golden pocket. If we take a look at market Cipher B, we can see the momentum waves getting lower, the money flow getting lower, the man boobs getting lower. And so that's what we need to look for. If we reclaim the level, we need to look for a pump up to around 110 to 114, start to see some bearish divergence on the 4-hour. That could mark a significant top. Now, a few other things to keep in mind right now. All right, let's clear off the chart again. We are currently trading in a golden pocket right now. So the last swing high to the current swing low, you can see we are currently coming up and finding some resistance at this Fibonacci golden pocket right here, the 618 Fibonacci. Now, I do have to say, things look more bullish than bearish. We go to the daily time frame. Money flow is getting higher. Momentum still has room to the upside. We come to the 4-hour time frame. The momentum waves are getting higher. All right, it looks like there's still potential push to the upside. We come to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is where things are starting to look kind of like we could get the rejection. All right, the 1 hour is starting to look like we could get the rejection. If we start to lose 96.7, you know, that could really take us down a bit more. Let's go to the 24-minute here. 24-minute is dancing on the line, guys. Money flow is coming out. Momentum is getting higher. It's dancing on the line. I think today's daily close is really important. All right. Today's daily close is going to be very, very important for Bitcoin. Let's go to the 12-minute. The 12-minute also dancing on the line. The money flow looks pretty good, but we do have some slight bearish divergences coming in. Keep your eyes on 96.717. Full disclosure, if we lose 96.717, I'm going to take a short. All right. I've already taken a few shorts today, and they have been losses. All right. I've taken 2 losses today, looking for a short trade. I'm still primarily looking for a short trade here. And the reason why is because I understand if we lose the level, it could be a fake out. And we could see these bearish divergences confirmed, and we could come down quite a bit lower. Remember, this is a major resistance. This is not a local resistance. This is the year-long POC, plus a local Fibonacci golden pocket, plus you do have to think to yourself, when the Bitcoin price takes really long like this to pump, we have been ranging since November 21st. When it takes a really long time like this to pump, a lot of times we get rejected hard, all right? One last thing to keep in mind here, guys. One last thing to keep in mind. Now, look, I'm cautiously bullish here, all right? I am cautiously bullish right now. I'm looking for short trades, all right? In the Casper Crew VIP Discord this morning, besides longing from lower, I am pretty much only looking for short trades right now. Let's keep this in mind, okay? If we do reject from this POC, what would that be? That would be a high, a low, a lower high with a hidden bearish divergence, right? Hidden bearish divergence is where the price makes a lower high, the momentum wave makes a higher high. That's a continuation pattern in a downtrend. Super important right now, guys, if we want to see more upside, that we close the daily candle above the level. And if we do, then yeah, I think we can get vacuum sucked up to potentially all the way up to $114,000. Major shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Make sure to smash up the likes. We got to give a big shout out to our super chat. He says, please turn your music up. I can still hear you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to Preparing for War. He says, LOL, Jason, I also took 2 shorts this morning. Yeah, me too, man. Dead cat bounce. The cycle is over, guys. Silver gonna hit 100. I also do think that silver could hit 100, to be totally honest with you. You know, look. Let me take this mustache off. Let me take the mustache off. Let me fix the hair a little bit. There we go. Look. I also think silver could hit $100 right now. Let's take a quick look at the order flow, then we'll take a look at some other stuff. I do want to take a look at silver today, actually. I do want to take a look at silver today. Let's take a look at the order flow. What's happening here? Let's go to the 15-minute chart right now. Our 15-minute chart. We are holding the support resistance flip. We had a pretty bullish CBD divergence here, guys. I'll be honest. You know, from these lows to these lows, we had a pretty bullish CBD divergence. I mean, we saw this trend line being respected here in general, like, you know, generally respecting the trend line. We saw the CBD getting much lower, and we saw the open interest getting much higher. This is telling us that the shorts are opening up on the way, and yet they are not able to push the price down, which in turn is telling us that there is indeed a big player here, the whale, who is eating up these retail shorts. All right, the whale is eating up the retail shorts. Again, this is the fat guy on the yacht, surrounded by hot chicks, on the winning end of all our losing trades. Right? Everyone's shorting. He's building longs, ready to push the price up. Once we start to break, this is quite interesting. Once we start to break yesterday's high, now we're starting to see a lot of longs opening up. All right, most of them have since closed, but some are still open. So longs actually don't come in until, it's so interesting, people don't start longing until we start to break the resistance again, which is interesting because in my mind, the fact that we're coming up above this level makes me want to look for a short. But apparently people are looking for longs here. Now we are holding this level so far. Again, if we start to lose this level, I am going to have to open up another short. All right, I'll be honest. Just going to be honest. I don't want to open up another short necessarily, but I got to do what the chart is saying. All right, I've got to do what the chart is saying. Shout out to Anthony Lee Crypto. He says, Schlonging with the Casper crew today. CME futures hit 98.2, so higher. Wow, CME futures hit 98.2, huh? That is quite interesting. Let's take a look at the CME futures chart right now and see what happened with the CME futures. We hit 98.2. Wow. Yes, to the dang dollar, we hit 98.2 on the CME futures chart. That is pretty wild. Does that mean higher? I can't say for sure, but here's one thing I will say. Technically speaking, we have this zone of resistance continuing on until around 98.5, where we have a single print that will be filled right there, as well as our 0.65 Fibonacci, all right? So this is a very crucial area of resistance right now, all right? Very crucial area of resistance. And sometimes the futures markets do give us a little bit of a prediction. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's go down to the low time frames right now. We're going to go to the 12-minute and see what we can see. Again, 96.7, very key level to hold here. Got a little bit of bear div here. The one thing that concerns me about the 12-minute is this money flow. All right, the money flow is getting lower as the price is getting higher. And even if we take a look locally right here, we can see that the price is getting higher. The momentum waves are getting a bit lower. This is, in fact, giving us some local bearish div here. All right. The reason why it's more concerning to me than usual is because of the fact that, yes, this is such a key zone of resistance. All right. This is what we've been waiting for forever, guys. Can you believe what your eyes are seeing? I cannot even believe what my eyes are seeing. I literally thought we would never get here, guys. It's been 2 months. I never thought the Bitcoin price would get here. Seriously, I never thought. It's been so long, I literally grew a dang mustache in that time. Sheesh, my goodness. Shout out to Quiles, 1100. Shout out to A Jump. He says short Bitcoin now. You could short Bitcoin now. All right, you can do whatever you want. All right, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, let's see. Are we gonna dump down? Are we gonna lose the level? Are we gonna lose it? We're gonna lose the level, close a 10-minute candle below? Man, can you imagine that? Can you even imagine that? Let's see over here. We'll go back to weeks. All right, I'm in this long trade here. So you know what? Let's see. Does it look like we're gonna lose the level? Let's try something out here. All right, I'm gonna go for it, man. Let's see if I get wrecked. Let's see if I get wrecked, guys. All right. Let's see what happens here. My goodness. Let's see what happens here. My goodness. We might get wrecked. Guys, I'm freaking out. I'm not even joking. I'm totally freaking out right now. Did I make the wrong move? Let's take a poll in the chat. Did Jason make the wrong move? All right. Did I make the wrong move here? Did I make the wrong move? Yes or no? Take a vote in the chat. All right. Take a vote in the chat. Did Jason make the wrong move? All right. While we're looking at that, I do want to take a look at silver. All right. Let's take a look at silver here. Let's see. Silver's pumping like crazy. Now, I've been into silver since before I've been into Bitcoin. Like, no joke. Silver above $90 right now. Let's go to the yearly chart on silver quickly. This is crazy. All right, as we know, we are breaking out of our massive cup and handle pattern here. This cup and handle this massive cup and handle, which goes all the way back to the 80s, is breaking out, and we do have a measured move target right now of about, if we take a look at this, This is our cup and handle. From the low to the high, we take it, the measured move. This is going to be taking us a little bit higher than we are right now, guys. About $97 to $100 per ounce on silver. Of course, if we take a look at where we got the bounce from back in 2011, that was none other than, I'm sorry, not 2011, 2020. None other than the zone between the golden pocket and the 786. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, this is pretty crazy. Look at silver on the weekly right now. Look at the money flow on the weekly right now. This is pretty insane. You know what? I think this is just a perfect storm for silver, having been suppressed for so long. I truly believe that the price of silver has been suppressed for a very long time. You have Silver Thursday, where they changed the rules for trading silver, which caused a big dump in the 80s. And then you have like COMEX and other futures markets coming out where they're able to suppress the price of silver by shorting contracts worth more than actual physical silver, right? So on paper, you could be short. Let's just say, for simplicity's sake, if there only exists 10 pieces of silver in the real world, on paper, you could short 20 pieces of silver. And because the futures contracts are settled in dollars, you never actually have to show whether or not that real silver exists. So you can suppress the silver price like that. Plus, that's a little bit more conspiratorial. But, there actually has been real suppression of the price of silver through spoofing, essentially where you put fake orders on the order book and then delete them to manipulate the price of silver. Well, right now we have a huge demand for silver. We've been in a silver deficit for the past 5 years, which increases demand. People are trying to escape inflation. They're putting money into silver. There's a huge industrial demand for silver. Solar panels, electric vehicles. It's a great conductor of electricity. Silver has been literally money for the past 5,000 or 6,000 years of recorded human history. And so now I think just the fundamentals and the technicals are coming together. There's a huge demand for silver. We're forming a massive cup and handle. And our target is probably going to be around $100. And honestly, guys, that's a huge psychological level. I would expect that we level out there. I expect that we start to range around here, right? Which is why, honestly, I'm going to start trading commodities. I'm going to start trading commodities on good old BTCC. All right, I'm partnered right now with BTCC, where you can trade silver, you can trade gold, you can trade stocks. This is all without VPN, all without KYC. You can trade stocks, commodities, Forex, all that stuff using your Tether's margin. You can trade the dang S&P 500. I'm going to start really focusing on trading these other markets now on BTCC. This is what we used to do on whatever that exchange was, BingX, all right? So yeah, I'm going to start trading this on the lower time frames, man. I'm going to start trading silver on the lower time frames because this is where the dang volatility's at right now. Silver's the new Bitcoin, it seems. Look at the 1 hour chart, man. Look at the weekly chart on silver. This is crazy. I do think we are going to see a $100 per ounce cup of silver. A cup of silver. A silver cup and handle. All right? Let's check out what's happening here with Bitcoin. Let's check out the short trade. Okay, we're up a little bit, guys. We're up a little bit on this short trade here. Let's see what happens. All right? Let's see what happens. What is this? What is that? What is that order down there? Oh, that's a stop loss? Stop loss for the long trade down there? Hang on. 1 second. 93.87. Yeah, that's a stop loss. It's a stop loss down there. Let's raise that up a tad here, just a tad. And let's also take a profit. Let's cancel that actually. Let's see if we don't take a profit one on the short at 94.4. All right, we'll shoot for 94,400. Let's see. All right, let's see about that. Let's just see about that. All right. Let's check this out real quick. Let's see if I even want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's shoot for... You know what? I'm just going to let this thing sizzle for a while, guys. I'm going to assess the situation and let it sizzle. For Rizzo, I'm going to assess the situation and let it sizzle. Assess the situation and let it sizzle. Silver hit 140, then back to 120 before going higher. That's what's up. Shout out to Around Town 27. Shout out to Roboballs. Antarctic feels sluggish to me. I love Antarctic. I love Antarctic. Am I still on KCEX? Absolutely. Major shout out to Splashfire Films in the house. Shout out to Doc the Goat. He says, yo, Jay, sounds like trading stocks and commodities should be implemented on Antarctic. It will. It will, for sure. BTCC is good. I truly believe my portfolio has been suppressed, says Duncan4237. All the money that could have went into alts are pouring into silver. Seems that way. Jay, I think they're watching your stream. It's dumping. Is silver dumping? Shout out to Big Huggies. Not if you front ran the bear divs. If not, tight stop, baby. Tight stop, baby. Shout out to Preparing for War. He says good long between 96.3 and 95.6. 96.3 and 95.6. We're literally right there. We're bouncing from Preparing for War's level. All right. Let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens here. All right. This is some risky business. This is some really risky business right now. All right. Silver to the moon, baby. Shout out to Michael Saylor, who won the $200 giveaway last time. Assess the situation and let it sizzle my nizzle. Thank you, Judo Jedi. I appreciate that. Can we have alt season this time? Yeah, I think we can have alt season this time, guys. And by this time, I mean the next time that Bitcoin starts to... I mean, I think we will have alt season eventually. But, what do you mean by this time? Would you look at silver? That's absolutely insane. Let's check out ETH right now. Alright. Man, compared to the precious metals, these coins are just garbage, to be honest with you. Alright, let's go to ETH on the weekly. Alright, so again, ETH has not even taken out its high yet, but we know if the Bitcoin candle closes above 96.7, then ETH is primed with this double bottom here on Market Cipher B Weekly. ETH is primed to get a push to the upside. All right, a push to the upside, potentially making a new all-time high, but I'd say more likely ETH will probably hit the $4,000 level. The $4,000 level is a key resistance that goes all the way back to, let's see, about, as I was saying here. There we go. About 2021, right? Easy to squeeze, baby. Ethereum is so dang easy to squeeze. We could squeeze up there. It would happen so dang fast. It will happen so fast. All right? People don't realize how fast things can happen, right? I tell my kids when we're in the ocean, you can't go out so deep. You feel like you're in control, but so fast, a wave can just knock you under. All right? It's like when you're driving and trading, right? You think you're in control, but it can happen so fast. All of a sudden, swing failure pattern. Chickens drinking water pattern. All of a sudden, you're trading and driving. Next thing you know, you're so excited, your floor hits the gas pedal. How does the floor hit the gas pedal? You don't even know. You look out the rearview mirror, the cops are chasing you. All right, you pull over. I'm sorry, officer. I'm sorry, officer. You can't even talk to the dang cop. Your mouth is wide open. Your mugshot looks like a dang YouTube thumbnail. He's making you walk the white line. You can't, officer. I'm drunk on the dang price action. It happens so fast. We're going to get that big old squeeze up to $4,000 weekly order block. Double bottom of Market Cipher B. Go back and back test the double bottoms on Market Cipher B. All right, but it really depends on what Bitcoin does here. Is Bitcoin going to hold? I hope so. In my heart of hearts, in my soul of souls. Guys, I do feel like Bitcoin is going to break this range. Now, let's talk about one more scenario quickly before we look at some other assets. Because remember, the Ethereum pump to 4,000 is determinant upon Bitcoin holding and closing above this key level. But remember, Remember the 14th of January. It's a little poem. Remember the 14th of January. We are trading right now within a sideways range with a clearly defined high at 96K and a clearly defined low at 80.5 thousand. I do believe this range, based on our weekly, will break up, but that doesn't mean we can't do something like this either. All right? It doesn't mean we can't form a larger accumulation range right here before we move to the upside. Remember. What are we remembering? Remember that remember. Guys, most of the time, the asset trades sideways. Most of the time, the asset trades sideways. Sometimes it gets a big pump. Which means if this is our accumulation range, we very well may trade sideways, even down to less than $80,000, and eventually get a move to the upside, and eventually do something like this, all right? That would actually be very normal for price action to do, right? We see it all the time. We saw it right here. We had a sideways range, which did eventually break up. But first, we came all the way back down and took the low. And look at what happened up here. We had a sideways range that took the high before breaking to the downside, all right? Even this range, right? Clearly defined low. We took the high before coming to the downside. It happens all the time. Look at this range here. Clearly defined high, clearly defined low. We came back down to the bottom of the range to take the low before the pump to the upside. All right, now sometimes, like in this case here, this was the beginning of our bear market. We didn't take the low and pump. We broke to the downside. So we need to really watch and be careful here. All right, make sure you have your special, this is my special bear bull mask. All right, this right here. This mask right here. You can see we got the bearish side, we got the bullish side, we got our plunger. All right, the only three things you need to successfully trade Bitcoin are your bearish side, your bullish side, and your plunger. Okay? You can use the mask to come up with a scenario for the bulls and the bears so that no matter what happens, you are prepared and you're not caught in your underwear at your ankles down there having a scare. If you guys know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, smash up the dang likes, all right? Can you believe what your eyes are seeing right now? Guys, I cannot even believe this. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen anything crazier than this in my life. I can't believe that Bitcoin's finally breaking out to $96,000, and maybe we're going to pump up to a new all-time high, back up to resistance, enter into a 9-month bear market where we can buy Bitcoin cheap, pump it back up to $250,000. Uh-oh, I turned my eyeballs inside out. Okay? Whew, man. This is the most exhilarating thing I've ever done. Let's take a look at our short trade here. We're back in the red. Short trade back in the red, baby. All right. We got some positions open here. We've got our longs. We've got our shorts. Setups given in real time in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, baby. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at some other assets. I do want to also take a look, guys, at gold. All right. Let's take a look here at gold. You guys want to look at gold? Let me turn off my bearish and bullish bias now. There we go. We're going to take a look at gold. Let me put on my special gold investigative attire. All right, let's see here. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Of course, of course. See, the thing is, when you're trading assets such as gold, you have to put yourself into the mind of somebody who has lots of money. Lots of gold and silver. Indeed. Let's take a look at gold here, shall we? Aha! Gold. Look at this. Wow! Also pumping, man, on the weekly chart. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Man, I should have bought gold. I should have bought gold down at the back test of 4,000, honestly. Should have done it. Let's take a look. Take a look. My goodness. Would you look at gold? All right, so Baru says that alt season, next flu season equals all season. That is true. Now, there is something very interesting about the last big pump for crypto. I mean, if you guys remember, back in 2020, do you remember what happened in 2020? Does anyone remember what happened in 2020? Everyone could trade. Everyone was home all day. Everyone was home all day. Let's see here. Wow, yeah, so this is gold. Gold, man, wow. Let's pull some Fibonacci extension targets on gold. This is crazy. We also saw this cup and handle pattern on gold. So very similar kind of action to silver, just happening on a lower time frame here. Had this giant cup and handle. Let's see, the target of that has obviously well been surpassed. My goodness. Goodness gracious me. That is pretty intense. That is so intense. Man, that had a target of $3,000. Let's pull some Fibonacci extensions here on gold and see if we can get some technical targets here. I'm going to start trading gold and silver on a daily basis, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we are above right now the 2-to-1 extension. Man, so our next Fibonacci target for gold. And look at how the 2-to-1 extension, by the way, gave us pretty much a very interesting reaction right there. By the way, I'm pulling this extension from the lows in 2001 to the highs in 2011 to the lows in 2015. You know what? Let's do some even crazier analysis here. Let's pull it from the low. Let's pull it from when we went off the gold standard in 1971 to that first high to the low that we made in the early 2000s. Okay. Let's pull it then up to the high that we made in 2011 to the low that we made in 2015. Just really curious to see. It's amazing how these levels are respected. Look at this fib pull, guys. This is crazy. So the 1-to-1 respected, the 1.272 respected, the 1.618 respected. Next target is going to be our $4,700. Then we got our $5,200, our 2.618 at $5,900. That's insane to think about. This is crazy. This is nuts. Let's go to the daily. You know, obviously we are starting to see, like, it's just in runaway. It's in runaway territory right now. Look at the 2-week money flow. It looks crazy. Look at the 7-day money flow. It looks crazy. The daily, the 12-hour, these momentum waves, they don't look like they want to stop, honestly. You know, when we get these pullbacks now, I'd be really looking for these local 0.5 Fibonacci retracements. I'm going to really start getting into gold, man. Let's take a look at the volume of this rise here. I mean, if I was looking for a nice setup on gold right now, it would have to be coming down into this zone right here. That looks really nice to me right now. It looks beautiful to me right now. If we were to get something like that, that would look really, really bullish in this uptrend. That's going to be around, you know, 4,200. That would be really, really awesome. Let's take a look at even more locally. This is the 12-hour chart. Let's go to the daily chart again. Let's just pull a local fib. Let's see how these local fibs have been respected on gold. Local fib respected right here on gold. You know, when you get into these uptrends, it's very interesting to see if the local fibs are respected on these back tests. Yes, local fib respected on this back test. So I'd be looking honestly, pulling the fibs on gold and looking to see, like, where's that zone coming on in to look for those longs, you know? Because the trend is your friend until the end, and right now, gold is in this crazy trend. It's in this crazy trend. Let's check out Bitcoin. We're pumping, baby. We are pumping right now. I might take a hefty loss on this one, guys. If I take a loss on the short, I'm going to close the long as well. This specific long, just to protect my gains here. All right. Shout out to Hard Fork Crypto. The daily bear div on gold doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me too much because we're in price discovery mode. Number one. We're in price discovery mode. Number two, the higher term time frames are looking crazy. Like the weekly's looking crazy. The 12-hour, like we had some bear div here, you know, didn't result in too much. I think if anything, the bear div on the daily could give us a nicer entry, right? That's what I'm looking at right now. That's personally what I'd be looking at right now. You know, ideally, like I said, we come down to the $4,200 area. Could be nice. We had some bear div on the daily right here. It gave us a nice dip to buy a bounce, you know? I look like the guy from the movie Roofman. I'm still a newbie, but just took a juicy long with TP1 in a bag. Stop loss to break even, that's what's up. Monero is pumping. Monero is pumping. Let's check out Monero. Yeah, so I'm actually quite a holder of Monero myself. We are popping up towards my target of $1,000. It's taken 25 million years to get there. I've been bullish on Monero since 2021, at least. But yeah, see, the problem with Monero is it depends on how you want to look at it, right? Because Monero, it is a privacy coin. That's the purpose of it. So when you see stuff like this, right, in the news about how this new crypto bill could cause basically the biggest financial surveillance expansion since the Patriot Act, it's going to cause Monero to pump. Now the problem is, if you're looking at Monero as a way to make dollars, well, that it might not be for you. But if you're looking at Monero as a preservation of purchasing power that you can use in a private way, the Monero could be for you, right? So I don't think $1,000 Monero is unreasonable right now, right? I think privacy coins and privacy smart contracts definitely have a good use case because, you know, NFTs and all this nonsense, yeah, they have use cases like in theory, and I don't doubt that eventually they'll be like a real thing. But privacy is something that is extremely important and extremely valuable for everybody. And so, yeah, these things will probably continue to pump, all right? Shout out to Crypto Tom. God bless you, my man. God bless you. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. We have 850 people in the house. We only have 300 likes. Can we pump the likes up to the watchers? If we can, maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Where can you get Monero on spot? Well, honestly, the best way to do it is through a DEX. If you want to be super private about it. But I'm pretty sure you can get it on... Can you get it on KuCoin? Can you get it on Kraken? I don't know. I haven't gotten Monero in a long time. You can 100x your portfolio by longing Monero, but can't withdraw. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Shout out to Splashfire Film. Shout out to 6GSF. That are all Ponzi's. That are all Ponzi's. All right, let's see what happens here with this Bitcoin trade we're in. We're going to take a look at the order flow here. Nothing too crazy to write home about, to be honest. Nothing too crazy to write home about, to be honest. Monero sounds like a Pfizer product. Did we drop the eggs? Shout out to Red Elephant. Shout out to Divine Hood, baby. In the chat. We didn't do the eggs yet. Let's do it. Let's do the eggs right now, guys. All right, we'll do the eggs right now. We're gonna give away some eggs. All right, let's give away some eggs. Some eggs. Some huevos. One second here. All right, guys. The code word for today to get some eggs is silver. All right, silver. So, go into the Discord. Go into the Discord. Go ahead and click on the Quests channel. All right, and when you're in the Quests channel, type in the word silver, and you'll get some eggs. So over here, go into the Discord, go into the Quests channel, and click claim, and type in silver, and you'll get eggs. Alright, these eggs are redeemable for prizes within the Discord, cash prizes, and all that good stuff. Alright, make sure to check it out. Thank you, Red Elephant, for the reminder. Is there a reason why I don't use Lux Algo? No, I think Lux Algo is a great indicator. I think Lux Algo is a great indicator. Is there a reason I don't use it? The reason I don't use Lux Algo is because a long time ago, Lux Algo reached out to me and they said, we want you to promote Lux Algo. And I said, all right, I'll do it. They were going to pay me 15 grand to promote Lux Algo. And I had a really bad feeling about it. Like, I just didn't feel good about it. They wanted me to be exclusive with them, right? They wanted me to be exclusive with them. They didn't want me to use Market Cipher anymore. And I'm like, I just can't sell my soul like that. I can't sell my soul like that, right? I'm not gonna like change the indicator I use because someone paid me, right? This was way back in 2021. This is before Lux Algo had their smart money and all this, right? So I said, look, I can't do it. Don't give me the money. I don't want to do it, and that was it. We parted ways, right? And so I had nothing against Lux Algo. Honestly, as they've developed their indicators and stuff, I think is really good. It's just not part of my trading strategy right now to use Lux Algo. Like, there comes a point, honestly, there comes a point in every trader's life where you have enough stuff on the chart. You don't need any more stuff on the chart. You've got enough stuff on the chart, you know? You got enough stuff on the chart. But if you're new to trading, Lux Algo definitely is a great way to get all this stuff on the chart, you know what I'm saying? Why are alts not pumping with Bitcoin? It's because, look, Bitcoin moves and then alts move. Alright, Bitcoin moves and then alts move. Let's go ahead and close the long at 97. If this short gets stopped out, I'm closing the long to cover the loss, you know? Lux Algo has the chotch. Yeah, they have the chotch and all that. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that back in the day. I almost did. I felt really like I felt really not good about it, you know? I felt not good about it. And nothing against Lux Algo. Like, nothing against indicators, making deals with content creators, right? That's all good. That's all good in the hood. If I was already using Lux Algo, I probably would have done it, right? If I was. But I wasn't, right? I wasn't. So I said to myself, I'm not gonna like fake something for money. That's just, I can't, that's just not who I am, you know? I almost did it. I wrestled with it. I slept on it, you know? Then I decided, nah, it's not for me. It's not for me, all right? Is Lux Algo free? All right. It's free now. They've got free indicators. I mean, back in these days, you got to understand it's like a paid thing, all right? Is Lux Algo controlled by Binance? We got volume spikes. Is the sound really bad, guys? Is the sound really bad? Check out the trade. I gave you a shout on X. Let's check out Preparing for War on X, all right? Good re-entry long on Bitcoin. Called it live in the Jason Casper live stream. Shout out to Preparing for War. Taking the dang live on X. Taking the dang long trade on X. I hope it works out for you, Preparing for War. I hope the longs work out. I hope the shorts don't, to be honest with you. But this is such key resistance. I've got to give it a shot. Did I enter another short today? I did, Divine Hood, right here. It's in the red, too. You know? Can we look at Tesla? Shout out to Andre with the super chat. Yeah, let's check out Tesla real quick. Wow, so Tesla, right now, top of this sideways range here. Very interesting. Let's check the volume of Tesla. Let's check some fib levels on Tesla. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, let's put on market Cipher. We've got some weekly bear div here. I'd say this, like, if we're gonna close the weekly below this level here again after that weekly bear div, I wouldn't be surprised if we get more of a move down to 313. That would be our next major support right there. Yeah, look at that high volume node. And of course, I would be very interested in Tesla as it comes to these levels here, around 300, and then around the high volume node at 250. And let's go ahead and pull the macro fib here. Yeah, that's going to line up nice with our 0.5, our 618, and those would be two pretty interesting levels right there. We have a lot of liquidity to be taken underneath this, right? That looks juicy, honestly, from 250. From 250, it looks pretty juicy. 250 looking pretty juicy. All right. Sorry, I forgot to put the screen on. There we go. Forgot to put the screen on, guys. My bad. Can you trade gold on KCEX? I didn't know that. You can trade gold on KCEX? I'll have to look into it. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could trade gold on KCEX. I'll have to really look into that. All right. Yeah, Boyan's right. We got it in the stream because we got games in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. All right, guys. I'm going to head out. God bless everybody. I'll see you guys later. Peace.